Folks, earlier this morning, you saw me wear my swing and a miss shirt because CPI headline came in at 2.9, not 3%. I love owning my errors, but let's not forget, I am one to celebrate my victories as well. 2 weeks ago, I told you that the refi boom had officially started. I was the first and near only one to talk about it, and we just got the data this week. Refinances up 35% week on week, 117% year on year. Yes, I will take my victory lap. What's going on, Matt?
Not much. You're right. Refinance, up over 100% year on year and 35% week on week. There's a lot of people that are quote unquote in the money, right? It makes sense for them to do a refinance. But here's what I want people to hear as a public service announcement. Every single call center, every mortgage company has been waiting anxiously for 24 months for a chance to pound the telephones, have a robo dialer call 300 people a day times 500 employees. So if you own a home and you've got a mortgage on it, chances are you're getting calls, you're getting texts, you're getting physical mail. The only goal of a call center is to do a refinance transaction. They don't care if it benefits you. They don't care the situation. And they don't care if you come back to them for a second refinance because they've got 77,000 calls lined up every single day in that call center for the next one and the next one and the next one. So here's what you do. You find somebody you like and trust. If it's me, great. If it's Convoy Home Loans, great. If it's your local, lender that sits in the Keller Williams office, great. You come to them and you say, here's what I've got. Here's what my guesstimated credit score is. I'm going to be in this house for the next 5 to 7 years. You start to look at a game plan, and we've got plenty of these. Like I have a lot of people that reached out to me. If you want a scenario, looked at, greatmortgagebroker.com. I'm happy to help. But the conversations I'm having are, here's my rate. Here's what I think I can get. Does it make sense? And anybody who gives you a hard and fast rule that says you've got a 675, if you can get a 575, you refinance. That's not enough information.
Not enough information.
What does it cost you to refinance? I literally did this with somebody too, and I said, your target rate is this, but we're also targeting a cost for that rate. Right now, being that it's $12,000, I'm not going to do that loan. I'm not going to write a loan that takes you 64 months to break even.
Oh,
and
exactly.
The sad truth is, you go to Bankrate and put in your information, there's blood in the water, right? And all the piranhas will start circling. They'll call, text, email. They're pretty good at their job too, Mike. And the average consumer will be talked into it. Part of this huge boom in refinance is people being talked into refinance that doesn't make sense.
I completely agree. You can't go up 100% and look at numbers 35% week on week, which, oh, by the way, last week was up like 6%. So we're talking growth on growth now, and not appreciate that a large percentage of these refis don't make financial sense. It's somebody being talked into, oh, let's take your asset, your biggest asset, and we'll take you from 4 to 6%, but don't worry, we'll pay off your 10,000 in credit cards. That's
right. Yeah. And
that's not okay.
What I'm seeing more of is, you got somebody quoting you a conventional rate in the 5s. It's coming with a large cost. And here's the problem. A quick, just scenario for people to understand it. If going from 675 to 599 saves you $300, that's great. You don't do that unless the cost is less than $3,600 and you can break even within a year. And the good news for people is, I believe it. A lot of smart people that I follow believe it. Rates are headed down. Whether it's next week, next month, next year is kind of irrelevant. You want to target that rate and say, when that 5.9 becomes available to me based on my credit score, based on my loan to value, all these other factors, I'm going to do that. And that loan is going to pay for itself in the first 9 to 12 months. If it doesn't, then you don't do it. And unfortunately, people, they get stuck. I'm going to save $342. Not good if you add $18,000 to the principal of that loan.
Yeah, exactly. Folks, refinances, blood in the water. I think it even goes up from here. You got to work with a trusted resource, someone like Matt, the mortgage guy, Convoy, or look. I'm going to say it. Don't work with call centers. They're just robo dialing. They got a script. The reason I don't like call centers is they'll tell everybody they should refi.
Yeah,
And I
100%.
fundamentally believe that's wrong.
I've got a 2.5% on my first. They ask these questions. Do you have any credit card debt? No, I don't. You have any student loan debts? No, I don't. Is there any projects you're thinking about? You have a kid going to, like, I will tell them I don't need money and I've got a 2.5%. They'll find something. Oh, you've got all this equity tied up in your home. What if you took that and invested in a business? Like, there's no reason why I would refinance the 2.5%, but they'll find a reason. And God forbid I start leaning into it a little bit. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Like, oh, maybe I should, if I took that 150 out and I went from 2.5 to 6.75, I could, like, I'm going to record one of these calls, Mike. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Be careful, folks out there. Do me a favor. Even if you work with the call center, you got a quote, bring it to someone who will look at it and just say, hey, do you know that this free refi is actually costing you 12 grand? Your mortgage balance went up. Really? Did you know that? Did you catch that? Did you know that your payback is 66 months? That's not okay.
Right. And then they tell you this is your new loan balance. I looked at one recently. They were grossly underestimating property taxes, homeowners insurance, and what those, and then, I did this client a favor and I said, I'm going to look this loan officer up. They haven't ever closed a loan in California. They've closed a couple in other states. So if you think they're going to set up your loan correctly in California when they've never wrote a loan there, probably not the case. And so, who you work with matters. Who you take advice from matters.
Cool. Matt, if they wanted to reach out to you to start the process or just have a little look over, how do they do that?
GreatMortgageBroker.com. We'll be in touch really, really quick. And we're licensed in 48 states, so we're happy to help. GreatMortgageBroker.com.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.